so we worked up to a heavy 10, and now we're gonna do our working sets and get after it.
Something that I was confused on is back to the coach. I know you figured out if you want to figure out
Alright. So basically worked up until the elbows felt good, and then found a weight that was heavy for the 10. So I'm gonna do my last set and then we'll move on to some biceps. Let's go. Alright, starting for the 35s. First set down. Turn this cover off. Tip of the biceps. Do one side at a time. I don't really know why. I just started doing that a long time ago. Kept with it. Shoot for 10s. See what we get. Okay. Okay, 1. Okay, in my opinion, one of the best tricep builders. Some high volume or high load close grip bench. Come on. One more. Okay. Okay. Alright. Well, didn't film an intro as you saw. Pretty much had a busy morning and honestly a busy morning and early afternoon. Moved a couch, went to the gym. It's Saturday, so supposed to open the combat gym. Didn't end up doing that because the couch stuff took longer than we anticipated. Gotta drive a while, and drop it off, and then drive back, and we just time didn't line up. Whatever. So got back, decided just to go get the lift in with my buddy. It's pretty nice. I think Saturdays are kind of just turning into kind of like an arm pump day. And then if I get to the combat gym, it'll be some jiu-jitsu too. But honestly, I think I'm going to make the arm day with a little bit of shoulders kind of a regular Saturday venture, just because it feels good. And I was kind of going over my program. And like I said before, I start the split with a leg day. And then I end the split with a leg day. Excuse me. And it's not necessarily that I won't have enough rest between, because I'm thinking what will happen is I'll take one full rest day when I end the split, and then one of those days will also be jiu-jitsu, like just jiu-jitsu day. So active rest day and then a rest day. But how I was lining it up is when I get to that second part, the second half of it, after having the jiu-jitsu days and then coming into that rest day, by the time I get to that point, when I'm doing the flip-flop, I just don't want to do basically back-to-back legs. I'd like one more day of rest of legs. So like I'll hit legs tomorrow instead of hitting it today. If any of that made sense. I basically don't want to hit legs, do jiu-jitsu, or have the rest day, then have a rest day or jiu-jitsu, and then freaking hit legs again. I would like to have a 3-day window there, because when I do my next round of leg days, I'll do the leg day, and then 2 days later I'm hitting another leg day, because the cycle has 3 full leg days and then one kind of like partial. There's some legs in it, it's some upper, it's kind of split. But so that's kind of how I'm like mitigating it. It's basically now an 8-day split, with including that arm day today. If you're tracking with that, I think I'm changing my routine. 8 days. I'm adding a full-on arm day, probably an arm and a little bit of shoulder day. Just kind of like the smaller stuff. Like today, I literally only did the freaking incline presses, high incline presses on the Smith machine, and side laterals. Kind of heavy on it. I did 30s. I kind of cheated with it and really focused on like throwing it up there and kind of trying to fight on the way down. It was the last thing of the day. Man. But arms went well. Had to kind of figure that one out. I didn't write an actual arm day down, so I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do. What I did today will probably be sort of what I'm going to do going forward for these arm days. I think I'm going to tweak it a little bit and maybe add some preacher or something in there, or maybe a little bit more tricep. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to figure it out. It was a decent pump today. I could probably add more volume, and maybe on these days don't really worry about pushing the weight, but more so just pushing the reps. But we'll see. I'm confident I will figure it out. What else do we got going on? I think I'm gonna add more food to my schedule. I think I touched on that before, that I was thinking about maybe a 5th meal as a snack. I think I'm gonna add that snack. I'm becoming more hungry as we go, and because I'm in a bulk, I don't want to be that hungry, and I just feel like I'm getting more hungry between meals, and I need to mitigate that a little bit. And so maybe an easy, clean 5th meal snack will kind of fix that. Not really sure what I'm gonna do. I might just do like a protein bar or something and just see if that's easy, or maybe I'll add just a smaller meat meal or something. I'm not really sure. I'm also gonna figure that one out. Yeah, so going forward, I'm feeling pretty good. This next split's gonna be nice. Tomorrow I'm gonna do essentially day 1 of the second cycle, second split, second iteration of the routine. I'm gonna start ramping it up by probably poundage and maybe some volume. I'm not sure. I have it pretty low volume because I want to push the weight, but we're gonna see how I'm feeling. I might tweak it around where like maybe the main lifts I'm just gonna bump the weight, and I think the accessory stuff I'm gonna just increase the volume and keep that weight moderate and kind of just hammer it out. We'll kind of see what I come down with. It just really depends, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm also gonna look into getting a pre-workout. I've been doing like coffee for most of the time, or just not like any caffeine by the time I get to my workout. Because sometimes like I drink my coffee and caffeine in the morning, and then sometimes I lift in the evening, and it seems okay, but I bet I could get maybe like a non-stem, and do that just to get maybe a little bit better pump and maybe get a little more focused within the workout. They're going fine. I just feel like if I'm gonna push the intensity, might as well give myself every benefit I can. So I'm gonna look into that, see what that looks like, and work on trying to get these videos out. The main plan was like every other day, but I've been pretty good at almost every day, except I think I missed 2 days this first like go around, and I think that's gonna be kind of the process I take, and then kind of find my bearings in what I'm doing with this. And apparently some videos are gonna have an intro, some are not gonna have an intro, some are just gonna be straight into the workout apparently. I was thinking about filming an intro like right now to put at the beginning and then put at the end, and maybe I'll clip something and throw it, but honestly it doesn't matter. Like, I'm also getting better at talking while I'm lifting, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Not that it was that much or anything, but just trying to figure out this whole channel thing and my vibe. But I do want to hit on what I did in my workout. I'm pretty sure I touched on it while I was there, but huge tricep builders are honestly the close grip bench press. You can do it on the flat, you can do it on the incline, you can also do it on the decline. I'm not too much of a fan of the decline. I feel like I have less range of motion with that one, but I guess it depends on where you're pressing from, because the incline's the same way. I really enjoy that close grip, narrow grip, whatever, bench press for building the triceps, especially because you can treat it as a really heavy lift, or you can treat it as a really high volume lift, which is awesome. And as long as your wrists are cool with it, and elbows and whatnot, and shoulders, that movement, you can just put so much power behind and really just drive some growth and strength in those triceps. You also hit a little bit of your chest. If you've ever done them, you know that you get a little chest pump from it. So honestly, if you're taking anything from this video, close grip bench press is a freaking phenomenal movement for strength and size. At least in my opinion and my experience, I have found that's like top tier. I like it for the two reasons I said, that it's an awesome one for overloading with weight or overloading with volume, and you can mess around even in that mid spot where you're kind of grinding. Like today, I was kind of grinding out volume, but the weight was going up. So I think I got to 185, and that last, I think I pushed for 12 reps for one of them, and then that last one I only got like 8 or 9, something like that. So it's not bad. I really like that movement, and I'm definitely gonna keep putting that in. I actually forgot how much I like that movement, especially back in my bodybuilding days. I was using that one a lot, and obviously like kind of like the overhead presses are amazing. I'm a big press down guy. I love press downs. Not a huge fan of the overhead. I know they're really beneficial because you get a nice stretch, and I do them. As you saw in one of my other videos, if I could choose 2 tricep workouts to do that I like, the only 2 I could ever do, it would be the narrow grip, close grip press, and just like push downs. I don't even care. It could be a straight bar, it could be a rope, whatever you give me, I'll do a push down. I just feel like that's like the best. You can get a gnarly pump with the push downs, and you can put some weight through it, and then obviously that close grip, you can get both. So I think it's like, not saying they're the best movements. I think close grip bench press is one of the best movements for your tricep. Push down, that's but to me it's just a fun tricep movement. if I like, obviously there's better ones. You got the freaking overhead, or you got the skull crusher, which is pretty great movement. Obviously dips are top tier as well. Yeah, those are the two I would do if I only had two to choose. But obviously incorporate all of them, because you should, especially dips. And if you're limited on dips and whatnot, what I found is sitting in that stretch and kind of letting your weight take you, and doing that over and over. Not necessarily doing the dips or negatives or anything, which negatives are great to do to work on your dips. But if you really push that and just try to keep your elbows as close to your body as possible, I found that if you push down, you just kind of sink in, you just kind of stretch out your shoulders, and you can do that repeatedly over time, and then eventually that helps build up the mobility and whatnot in the shoulders. I used to have a bad shoulder, and I did a lot of work in, like they call it shoulder dislocates, whatever you call them. It's where typically like a band or a bar, you go all the way over your head and back behind you and back forward. Those, and then those like stretching dip type things, those two things, and dead hangs, those all gave me back my shoulder mobility. It took some time. I was even out of the game for a little bit because I couldn't push with my shoulders, but that brought it back, and I haven't had an issue since. I literally haven't had an issue since, and and that's even under heavy, like just barbell bench press. So take that as you will. Again, you don't have to go stretch or anything. If you take one thing from this, start trying the close grip bench press for tricep if you're not already doing it. And you can do this on the bench press. You can do it with dumbbells. You can even do it with the Smith machine. I do it a lot with the Smith machine. That's one of my favorites to do it, because I'm already going to probably do high incline after them, which I'm pretty sure I did today. So sometimes I just set up that, kill it, and then switch over to high incline, and hit the shoulders and chest a little bit more. That they kind of complement each other, I think. And because the close grip doesn't kill your shoulders, I feel like the incline is totally fine, because it's gonna put more load on the shoulder than the chest or triceps. So you probably do okay with it. I mean, I did, but I didn't go very heavy either. I think I just threw 45s on each side of the Smith, which isn't too bad, because I think the Smith bar is like 15-20 pounds maybe. Anyway, just my 2 cents on building some triceps. If you're gonna ask me about biceps, I'm a big just stick to the basic, heavy barbell curl or easy bar if you have wrists or elbow issues, and seated incline curls. The ones I did in the video, I think those are top tier for building biceps. Not necessarily because of the stretch per se. Like some guys will rave on them because it's you get the full stretch, which you do. You get a full stretch because you come back. I don't even lay that far back. I think I do one notch back. I like it because I do get a full stretch, but I also get full range of motion throughout the whole freaking thing. And I feel like the tension stays on me as long as I bring my elbow slightly in front of my body when I'm curling up. I just feel like especially as I don't do this, come out here and you still got tension on you pretty much the whole time. And while you're dropping it, the tension just stays. And then even though the tension gives out when you get to the bottom, I feel like that minor little stretch you get when you twist your arm down, it's great because it's no tension, but technically it is pulling still on your tendons and your muscle fibers because it's hanging down. Especially if you're doing heavy enough weight, that's a big thing. And I like to twist my angle of my hand, so I treat it like a normal twisting thing. Popping my Freaking, it's crazy. I like to twist. So some people just keep their palms up and do that movement, so they stay right here in that full tension. I like to bring it all the way down, twist my hand back down so it twists, everything stretches as much as I can, and then I pull it back. Whatever you do, preference is also a thing here. So if you freaking hate that, you shouldn't do it. Why do it? But if you don't mind and you want to add a little something, and you don't do it like that, and maybe you do it where your freaking hands or your palms are faced up the whole time, maybe try doing the switcheroo thing, and hey, maybe you'll get something out of it. The other big thing is I think I talked about it in the video while I was doing it, but I like to do one side at a time. I'm not sure I saw do it. It was some like high-end bodybuilder. I think he was just doing a video, and obviously probably some nonsense that he was just saying because he was on camera or whatever. But I think it was John Meadows. To be honest, I think it was either he said it in a video or I had two of his programs. And I think maybe one of his programs said it. It was one of those. But he always had, at least in that video or that program I had, he had you do one side at a time, and he'd break it up too. So say it was like 10 reps. I'm pretty sure I did that today. 10 reps, you do 5 on one side, then you do 5 on the other side, then you go back and you do another 5 on each side, and that's one set of 10. But you just split it up twice. I think his mentality with it is that you are giving it some time, the mechanical tension, all that good stuff, and then you're also still putting some tension on it with the stretch and maybe just the holding the weight itself, and then you're doing this other side, so you're fatiguing it already, and then you go back to it and you go back to it. I think that's his mentality with it. I never really found out why, but ever since then I pretty much always do my dumbbell curls like that. I don't typically do full on alternating, like one after another, switching sides, or both at the same time. I will throw them in here and there, but the majority of my work happens in the pieces like that. And I do that, let's see, excuse me, yeah, it's pretty much just curls I do that with, and I'm not really sure why that stuck so well, but here we are. Now I'm putting on a video, so yeah. Well, it's getting late, and I think I'm gonna cut it there.